First of all, let's talk about baby Zara. How is it? How's it being a new dad?
It's amazing. It's definitely a whole new experience adjusting to fatherhood, and I enjoy every minute of it.
You and Rhoda together. How was that? How was your relationship, if you could describe it with her?
It's perfect.
Is it really perfect? Because that's a
It's-
huge statement.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's perfect. Like we both kind of just bounce off each other. Everything about our relationship just flows, and there's not one thing I can say that I would change.
You've been through so much, and we've watched what you've been through, but now you're describing that you're in a relationship that's perfect. You have your beautiful baby girl. How would you describe this time?
I feel like I've definitely been blessed. When I was going through all of my troubles and when I was locked up and, going through all of the situation that I was going through in my past, I definitely didn't foresee this in my future.
Yeah.
And now just going through it and being here in the present time, it's like, it's almost like living a dream.
That gives me chills because I look in the comment section of, the interviews you've done or your recent videos, and people are so inspired knowing that you can be down and out at the worst, hit the bottom, but you can come back and have something you never even expected to have. How do you feel when you see the reactions to your glow up?
It's definitely a great feeling knowing that I'm able to change at least a little bit in somebody's life.
Yeah. What do you think attributed to that change? Because I believe that you have to change on the inside, really, for your outside to reflect, something better. So what do you attribute the blessings to?
I definitely think that it's a mindset. Being in, I would say, solitary confinement for a little bit, you kind of tend to think a lot. You read, you get the opportunity to read a lot of books and kind of change your mindset of things. And I kind of got the not the hint, but the taste of success a little bit when I was able to change my mindset to change my personal appearance, like with literally a small seed per se. Like I read a book, and with what I learned from this book, it kind of gave me the motivation to change myself.
What
I
was
figured
the book?
Awaken the Giant Within or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I've read that book maybe 3 or 4 times, and no joke, this book inspired me, and I kind of carried that out with me. If there was one thing that I could say I took with me is that change of mindset.
Yeah, and it affected your appearance as well, right? So did you consciously lose weight, or was that just the effects of, being in prison and just the food and all of that?
I consciously did it. I mean, in prison, you have access to purchasing food and still maintaining the outside weight, and there's people that never change or they get bigger in there.
Yeah.
It definitely has to be a mindset within. It has to be something that you choose to do. And I felt, honestly, at the very beginning when I was going through it, I felt hopeless. I felt powerless. And I felt like I couldn't do anything to reflect my outside environment. And it wasn't until going through all of this that I was able to see that I shouldn't try to control what's going on out on the outside, but try to change what was within. And that little small change sparked everything that is happening now.
Wow. So do you look at that time in prison as, I guess, a blessing now?
A growth, definitely a growth. It was able to change me to a better person. When I was in there, I lost 125, 128. I came out, I went in at 318 and I came out at 185.
Wow. Well, a big part of, weight loss is maintaining that weight loss. So what have you done to keep it off?
Well, right now I kind of gained a little bit of daddy weight, but I think since I've been out, I gained like 35 pounds, but I still feel healthy. It's not like overly well, I was 185. I felt like really, really skinny, but
Yeah.
I still feel healthy. I don't feel like I've overdone it. I guess it's just kind of maintaining a healthy diet, really. That's where what it really comes down to. Like weight loss comes down to like 95% diet and 5% in the gym.
So true. That's so true. Okay. So we talked about all the good stuff. Now we got to rewind a little bit because I know this is 90 Day. Fans want to talk about Anfisa. So when's the last time you spoke to her? Have you all spoken recently?
The last time I was on well, I haven't spoken to her directly, but the last time I heard her voice was the hearing for the divorce, like for the final paperwork to go through. She was on the other line when the court was going through its proceedings, and they finalized everything. That was the last I heard from her. I haven't heard since.
How do you feel when you even hear her voice? Like, does it bring up any old emotions?
I really don't have any hate or like, or bad feelings, if what so say, because whatever I went through has given me what I have now.
I love that. And I was just about to ask you, do you have any regrets? But I think you just made a beautiful point there.
Yeah, I don't have any regrets.
Yeah. Well, some fans believe that superficiality kept you in that relationship with her, just being focused on looks and the wrong things when it comes to attracting your mate. Do you think that's true? And if so, has your mindset changed when it comes to that?
I do think it's true, but at the same time, I was at a point in my life when I was going through other situations, business problems, just the whole, my mindset wasn't where it was supposed to be. And I got entrapped in what I thought was love. And my decisions weren't the best of, my current circumstance. So I felt like I was chasing love to replace or replenish what I was missing out on, the rest of myself, where I should have just changed myself.
Right. Right. They say you can't get love if you can't give it to yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, all that stuff sounds so cliche, but it's so true. How did it feel to get her tattoo removed? I know you showed that off on Instagram.
That felt like the last piece of my that relationship that I needed to complete. I felt like that was kind of the last little bit of weight off my shoulders.
Wow. You mentioned that you had the wrong idea of love when it comes to her. How has Rhoda changed your mindset when it comes to that? What has she taught you about love?
She didn't teach me about love, but my mindset of love with Rhoda is what I pictured in my past, in what I was chasing. It was like, not what I was chasing, but what I was desiring. I desired to feel loved from somebody else as much as I love the person.
Yeah. So Rhoda, you feel like it's an equal exchange there?
Absolutely.
I'm so happy for you. That's so
Thank
nice.
you.
The 90 Day universe continues to expand. It seems like we get a new show every other week. Do you see yourself coming back to the franchise at all, or even just coming back to reality TV in general?
I would say that if the opportunity was right for me, I would be open to it. But at the time being, I think the best platform for me and my relationship and my family is probably going to be YouTube. That way we have control over our own content, and there's no pressure from any outside sources. Our plans with the channel was to kind of document our raising Zara, sort of, so she can kind of go back to the channel and reflect on, past memories, and hopefully the audience enjoys that like she will. And that's all pretty much I have to say. I don't necessarily want to say that I'm doing it for an audience. It's more of for our family, and maybe we can share that with the world and maybe inspire others to kind of necessarily feed off of our energy.